when your books were first coming out in the late 80s, you were calling attention to those who had been abandoning their posts, particularly on what it is to be a pastor. Dovetailing off of what Hal had said, I'm curious to how that was first received by the broader church, and how that's compared today of how pastors either have changed or haven't changed in relation to your first criticism that came out a number of decades ago.
I was mostly ignored. I was ignored for a long time. And I was advised by some publishers to change what I was doing so I could sell more books. Or they could sell more books. But I was pretty stubborn about that. I had grown up with some pastors who weren't pastors, and I wanted to be a pastor. At one point I realized I was a pastor, but had no really framework to put it in. But I thought I wanted to be personal, I wanted to be congregational, I wanted to be biblical. I wanted to tell stories the way Moses told stories, the way Solomon told stories. And I was content. I wasn't happy, but I was content to be ignored, if that's what it took. But you know what has pleased me is, number one, the number of large church pastors who ignored me, and how many small church pastors call me up, or get on the telephone, come and visit me, and they were taught by their, I don't know who, that they've got to have a big church. This is where the gospel is. You got to bring them in, and then they read my books and they think, I'm doing what I've been called to do, and they find some affirmation in what I'm writing, and that pleases me immensely.